You being around just ruins the vibe. Don't you get that? Seriously, I'm shocked. Huh? What are you talking about all of a sudden? I have no idea what you are talking about. Is there something wrong? I don't care what you were thinking. You're just not the kind of person we need here. The thought of someone as ordinary as you mixing with people who actually belong here is disgusting. I've been doing my best, but if that's how you feel, that's a shame. But I'm part of Aiden's family, and I want to do whatever I can for you two, Nora. Family? Are you serious? This is hilarious. I don't consider you family at all. No one needs you here, so I really don't get why you're sticking around. How dare you? It hurts to hear you say that, but you're free to feel however you want. Still, I just want to help out however I can. If it's for the family, I'd gladly pitch in. Help? How? Someone as useless as you can't possibly help with anything. Do you still not get that just being here is a nuisance? You're seriously pathetic. You don't understand anything and you can't do anything. It's the same whether you're here or not. You have no value at all. Even so, as part of the family, I believe there's something I can do. You can think what you want, but that's what I believe. I don't care about your self-satisfaction. In the end, you're only thinking about yourself, right? It makes me sick just watching you. You should just read the room and go hide somewhere. I'm sorry if you feel that way, but I believe I have a right to be here. You really are living in a fantasy world. Talking to you is a waste of time. No matter what I say, you'll never get it. You'll probably never realize how pathetic you are, but that's just another sad thing about you. Hey, I seriously can't believe you. What's wrong with you? Were you actually serious about that? Hey, what's up? Serious? What do you mean by that? I mean the meeting between both families for my wedding. We invited you to come with my brother, remember? It was only an invitation from your dad and the others. What were you thinking wearing that outfit? Did you really think that was appropriate? Showing up to an important occasion dressed like that is just unbelievable. Don't you have any proper clothes for a formal event? And your makeup? It was way too simple. You looked so dull, I could feel everyone staring. It was a celebration, and yet you put in so little effort. It's like you didn't even care. Couldn't you at least consider my position? It's my wedding, and you couldn't even try to make things a little more festive? Having such a plain sister-in-law is downright embarrassing. You were completely out of place. You made me look bad. Did I really look that plain? I didn't mean it that way. But the clothes I own aren't flashy. And besides, I wasn't the star of the event. I thought it would be better not to stand out. I wanted you to be the one to shine, so I kept it understated. I invited you as family, and you showed up in that lame outfit. People are going to start questioning my taste. You embarrassed me. How am I supposed to face anyone after this? I don't think that's true. While you stepped out for a bit, your fiancé's mother complimented my outfit. She even knew the brand and spoke to me very kindly. I think you're overreacting. That was obviously just polite small talk. You really don't get anything, do you? My fiancé's family is wealthy, you know? There's no way they actually care about the kind of clothes someone like you, who just stays home all day, wears. Or did you buy that outfit with my brother's money? You can't even buy things yourself, and yet you show up acting all important? It's embarrassing. Just having you around is tarnishing my brother's reputation. It was a gift from Aiden. I didn't pick it out myself. He chose it for me. I think it's something he put a lot of thought into, and it's important to me. This has nothing to do with you. I knew it. You really are like a parasite, aren't you? You can't do anything on your own and rely on others for everything. All you do is laze around at home, spending Aiden's hard-earned money. Aren't you ashamed? You're completely useless, so stop acting so high and mighty. Here we go again. I've told you many times I work from home. I support Aiden and I'm fulfilling my role. There's plenty of work that can be done from home, so don't underestimate that. Look, working from home is nothing significant. It's not like you're in the same space as a company CEO or doing anything important. You're not worthy of breathing the same air as Aiden or my fiancé's father. You're just a useless parasite spending money, and it's pathetic. You're dressing yourself up with money my brother earned, and you should be ashamed. When will you finally realize how powerless and worthless you really are? And what about you, Nora? Are you trying to say you're any different? When I get married, I'm going to dedicate myself fully to my husband. I'll be a stay-at-home wife and take care of the house perfectly. I won't just sit around like you. I'm going to prove my worth. I'll support the family the way it's meant to be done. I do housework too, you know. Every day, I do whatever I can for Aiden, and I believe that's my role. No matter the form, I'm doing my best for the family. If you think differently, could you explain why? I've been to your place before, and you really call what you do housework? I'll do it at a professional level. Are you taking classes or something? Like a cooking class? My fiancé's going to be the next CEO of his company, you know? He's got money, so of course we'll hire professionals. Excuse me? Wait, so you're not doing it yourself? Unlike you, I'm smart enough to hire pros. And what will you be doing, Nora? I'll be managing the schedules for cleaning services, chefs, and laundry services. That's what it means to be a stay-at-home wife and take care of the house? Everything will be kept in perfect order, under my supervision, of course. And I need to look perfect too. I'm going to be the wife of the future company CEO after all. Sorry, I don't really get what you're saying. I'm nothing like you. Could you try to understand that a bit better? I have way more responsibilities and expectations than someone like you. So could you please stop causing me trouble? More importantly, let's talk about the wedding. That's what you really need to focus on. You have a role to play too. You need to be fully aware of what you should be doing. We touched on it briefly yesterday, but the details about the date haven't been finalized yet, have they? But if there's anything I can help with, I'm of course willing to cooperate. That's not the point. I'm giving you an important role. You'll be in charge of the reception. So for once, take some responsibility and do a proper job. Me? Handling the reception? I never thought I'd be trusted with something that important. But is it okay for me to do it? Wouldn't you normally ask a friend or someone else to handle that? Is it really that surprising? Show that you're actually useful for once. You've done nothing up until now, so the least you can do is take this on. You're basically freeloading, so you should at least do something like this. And since you'll be at the reception, there's no way I'll allow you to embarrass me with how you look. You'd better pick something far more appropriate than what you wore yesterday. And make sure your makeup is done properly. I won't forgive you if it's not. Don't slack on that. Wait, being told this so suddenly, I need time to prepare. Could you give me a little time to think about it? I need to figure out how to do things properly. There's no time to think. This is already decided. You don't have a choice. Just accept it and start preparing. You know how angry I'll be if you don't, right? But it's really so sudden. I need to make sure everything's in order, but it's hard to do that when you spring this on me. Could you at least tell me what kind of outfit would be good or how I should go about it? You're seriously complaining when I'm giving a role to a parasite like you? You don't get to make decisions, so just do as I say. That's how it's going to be. So start learning how to properly take care of your appearance, including makeup. The wedding is an important occasion. Don't embarrass me. I can't afford to be humiliated because of you. Got it? It would really help if you'd show some awareness and actually do what needs to be done. You understand, right? Wait, are you serious? You're not joking? I can't prepare for something like this on such short notice. Hold on, Nora. Aiden, sorry to bother you while you're at work. There's something I'd like to talk to you about when you get home. What time do you think you'll be back today? I'll be home by 7 p.m. today. What's going on? Is it something you can't say over WhatsApp? No, I can totally say it over WhatsApp. Is this about Nora again? Yeah, it is. What did she say this time? Well, it was mostly the usual, but she told me I have to be in charge of the reception at her wedding. The wedding reception? Is that really decided? Didn't they say the venue and date hadn't even been set yet? And isn't the reception something you can't just casually decide like that? Doesn't this feel way too rushed? Exactly. Nora said it's already a done deal. But I'm thinking, is it really okay for me to be handling the reception when we've only been married for less than 2 years? Usually, the couple's close friends or siblings take on that role, right? That's how it's always been at the weddings I've attended, so I'm kind of unsure about doing it myself. You're right. At our wedding, we had our friends handle the reception. Usually, families stay out of it. And I hardly ever hear about relatives taking charge of the reception. Plus, since the venue and date aren't even set yet, it seems strange to make such an important decision this early on. Exactly. That's why I'm like, is this really okay? I don't get what Nora's thinking at all. Yeah, it's odd. It's weird that she's assuming you'll handle the reception when nothing's been finalized yet. And deciding something like that without even discussing it with you first is just wrong. It was just so sudden and I was really surprised. Of course, I'll adjust my schedule to fit Nora's wedding. But I'm not confident that me being in charge of the reception is the best choice. In that case, I'll talk to Nora. If she's really serious about asking you to handle the reception, then I'll stand with you. It's unfair to put all that pressure on you alone. We should tackle this together. Wait, Aiden? You'll do it with me? You would really do that? Of course. It's unreasonable to make you handle the reception all by yourself. Plus, it's wrong to just throw it on you without a proper request. You should be formally asked to take on the role. And it seems like Nora doesn't get that. I'll need to have a talk with her. I don't mind the reception job itself. I've done it before for a friend's wedding, so I'm used to it. But if you'll be by my side, that would really put me at ease. In that case, I might feel confident enough to take it on. If Nora says anything else, just let me know right away. She knows if she contacts me, I'll either ignore her or get mad. So that's why she goes directly to you instead. I wonder if the day will ever come when Nora and I get along. Doesn't seem like she's planning on accepting you anytime soon. Not sure what her problem is. She calls you a parasite, but she's still living at home and has never even lived on her own. And that's been tough for your dad and the others too. Oh, speaking of that, I wanted to talk to you about something. I was going to wait until I got home, but I'll mention it briefly now. I'm thinking of giving a little financial help to my parents, and I wanted to get your opinion on it.
Really? Well, if that's what you've decided, I'm fine with it. I know you always act with your family's best interests in mind, and I trust you wouldn't do it without a good reason.
Are you sure you don't even want to hear the reason? I was a little worried about whether it'd bother you. Didn't you wonder if something was up?
No, I'm not worried at all. I trust you and your parents, so whatever the reason, I know it'll be something that's for the good of the family. It's not my place to interfere, right?
Thank you, Layla. It means a lot to have your trust like this. Actually, about Nora's wedding, nothing's been finalized yet, but her fiancé's parents mentioned yesterday that they'd contribute to the wedding expenses. Do you remember that?
Yeah, now that you mention it, I do remember hearing about that. They said the groom's side would cover some of the costs, but I don't think they mentioned any specific amount yet. Still, it's really generous. Weddings can get expensive.
Exactly, but I don't want to leave everything to the groom's side. So for appearance's sake, I'd like my parents to contribute something as well. The problem is, they don't really have the means to do that. So I'm thinking we might have to cover their part ourselves.
I see. So we'd be helping out in place of your parents. Wedding costs are pretty significant, and I'm sure your parents would appreciate the help. I'm totally fine with that. Even though the exact amount isn't clear yet, I'll start preparing for it.
Thanks, baby. Since the details of the wedding haven't been finalized yet, we'll discuss the actual amount once everything's set. There's no rush, so as long as we're prepared, it'll be fine. Let's plan things out carefully and take our time.
Hey, you're not being rude to the guests, right? This is an important day for everyone, so don't do anything that would embarrass me, okay? How's the reception going? Is everyone here? It's just quieted down. For the moment, the reception work has settled a bit. A lot of people came, so it was a bit hectic, but so far, everything's going smoothly. You seriously needed to have Aiden standing next to you? Can't you handle something this simple on your own? You really can't do anything. It's pathetic. It's no wonder people call you a parasite. Your lack of independence is astonishing. I can't believe you can't even manage a simple reception job by yourself. Relying on others is your specialty. But maybe it's time you learn to stand on your own. If you can't do that, you're going to spend your life depending on others forever. Should you really be messaging me right now? Aren't there a lot of things you need to prepare or take care of? I heard the bride is usually super busy before the wedding, but it's rare to see a bride with this much free time. Are you sure everything's okay? You just don't get it, do you? The preparations are pretty much done. That's why I've got nothing to do right now. No one's come to the bridal suite, so I'm just killing time by messaging you. Seems like all my friends have already checked in at the reception. All your friends have already checked in? That was quick. But isn't it normal for someone to come by the bridal suite? Isn't it a little lonely that no one's stopping by? There's no problem, right? I'm a bit worried. Maybe I should message my friends and ask them to come visit me in the bridal suite. The wedding prep is mostly done, and if no one comes, I'm going to get bored. I mean, I'm the bride, so I want to have a lively time. I should be enjoying myself, right? By the way, after the reception, I wanted to ask you something. I checked with the venue staff too, but you've made sure the wedding gifts are being handled properly, right? Of course, I've made sure. The wedding staff explained everything, so don't worry. The gifts are put into boxes and then stored in a locker. Aiden and I double-checked everything, and it's all going smoothly. We're managing all the details carefully, so you don't have to worry. I see. That's reassuring. So, could you hand the locker key over to my brother? He's the most trustworthy, and I'd like someone responsible to manage it. I trust him to handle it properly. Sure, I'll give Aiden the key and he'll manage it carefully. He's just as responsible as I am, so I'm sure there won't be any issues. Plus, having him by my side gives me peace of mind too. I'm glad to hear that. By the way, after that, I'd like you to head home right after the ceremony. To be honest, we haven't prepared a seat for you at the reception. What? Head home? You mean I'm not attending the reception? But I helped with the preparations and I thought I had a seat. You're being presumptuous. Just go home. The ceremony's at the church, so if you want to watch, feel free to sit in the back. The number of seats doesn't matter. But as for the reception, well, there's no seat for you. Someone with your low education and incompetence doesn't get a seat at the reception. No seat at the reception? What do you mean by that? Because if a plain parasite like you is sitting at the same table as my family, you'll stand out for all the wrong reasons. I don't want a worthless bottom-tier person breathing the same air as everyone at my beautiful wedding reception. There's no seat for you, so go home. Are you serious? Are you really planning on not inviting me to the reception? I've already helped with all the preparations and the venue staff knows I'm here. I never imagined this would happen after coming this far. The staff at the venue knows I'm here, so suddenly telling me to leave just doesn't seem possible. You don't need to worry about that. I've already set everything up, so no matter what excuse you try to come up with, things will go smoothly. I've made sure no one will question it, and you won't need to explain anything. So just go home with peace of mind. You set everything up? What do you mean by that? Are you saying you've made excuses for me in advance? Hell yeah! You're going to say you suddenly feel sick and leave early. That was the plan all along for today. I only needed you to handle the reception, so you're not necessary for the reception itself. You've done your work, and that's more than enough. From the start, I planned for you to handle the reception and then leave. No one ever expected you to attend the reception. Really, you should feel lucky. Even a parasite like you turned out to be useful for something. You're just mooching off my brother, the CEO? So it's time for you to skedaddle. If you stick around for the reception, you'll just bring down our social standing, and no one wants that. This is unbelievable. I've helped out with everything in good faith for today, and this is how I'm treated?
Well then, we're done. Consider us estranged.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's me, Aiden. Nora, enough is enough. I've warned you multiple times about how you treat Layla, but it looks like you haven't learned a thing. Seems like your brain is on the same level as a bug's.
Aiden?
If there's no seat for Layla, I'm leaving too. Honestly, I can't believe my own sister thinks like this, and without hesitation, says such awful things to people. It's not only unbelievable, it's embarrassing.
Wait, you can't leave. You're my family. You can't just walk out.
Layla is a part of our family too.
But your wife and your blood family are different.
I see them the same way, which is why I'm leaving. Oh, and Dad and Mom are leaving too.
What? Why?
They said if Layla's leaving, they're leaving too.
Why is this happening?
I got a message from Dad and Mom. They said you're not welcome in their house anymore, and they won't be giving you any more support from now on. You'll have to live on your own from here. That's what they said.
Wait, no, this can't be happening.
Just like in your plan, Layla isn't feeling well. So as a family, Dad, Mom, and I will be leaving with her. Do whatever you want after that.
Wait, the reception isn't even finished yet, and the wedding is about to start. Aiden, wait a minute. Hey, I've been calling you over and over. How could you ignore me at such an important time? What are you thinking? Answer your phone, for Christ's sake. I know you've read my messages. Reply right now.
Sorry. Just like in your plan, Nora, I pretended to feel sick, and now I actually don't feel well.
Don't be so fake. Because of you, all of my guests left.
Because of me?
You and Aiden left the reception, and then Dad and the others left the family room. So little by little, everyone else started leaving too.
I just followed your plan, Nora.
But having Aiden and the rest of the family leave with you wasn't part of the plan. You must have convinced them to leave with you.
No, that's not true. Aiden and your parents all left on their own accord.
That's why I don't understand why this is happening. This was supposed to be a big day for our family.
To put it simply, they chose me over you, Nora.
They chose you over me?
Of course. You've been living at home, relying on your parents, and they've spent so much money on you. But then, you tried to take even more. And with your parents' finances already in dire straits, we've been the ones helping them out. Not giving a seat to the person who's been helping them, it's just unacceptable.
What do you mean? Help? What?
Wait, do you really not know? Nora, back in middle school, didn't you want to go to that expensive private high school because there was an attractive upperclassman you liked? And then, without really studying, you applied to a bunch of colleges just for the sake of it, wasted all that application money, didn't get into any of them, and ended up repeating a year. Your parents even paid for your cram school and then for a private university, where you partied too much and had to repeat a year. Do you realize how much money was spent on you?
That's what parents are supposed to do.
Your dad and mom supported you because they were thinking about your future, Nora. But that's not all, is it?
What are you talking about?
You didn't even work a part-time job, and you were taking money from home to spend on going out, weren't you? And even for this wedding, did you give money to your friends so they could set up a meeting with a high-status guy? Whose money do you think that was?
How do you even know about that?
One of the girls working at the groom's reception told me. Apparently, she was involved in arranging that setup.
What?
You've been using your parents' money for all these things, yet you've never earned anything yourself, and have been living at home without contributing a single penny. So who's the real parasite here? Your dad and mom were really struggling, so we've been helping them out.
What kind of help are you talking about?
Aiden has been sending money to support the household, and we've been living off of the money I earn.
The money you earned?
I've told you multiple times that I work, haven't I? After my own parents passed away, your dad and mom welcomed me like a daughter. I care deeply for them, and I told Aiden I'd gladly do whatever I could to help such kind people.
There's no way you're earning enough to cover your living expenses. You're just a parasite, aren't you? There's no way you're earning enough to cover your living expenses.
That's why I keep telling you, I work from home as a designer. I create things like logos for different companies and restaurant menus.
You're working as a designer? Seriously? I had no idea you were doing something like that. I always thought design was a professional's job, and there's no way you could handle it. How on earth are you doing something like that? I just don't get it.
Your fiancé's father owns a few restaurants, right? When they decided to update the menus, I was asked to handle the design. They were interested in my work and reached out to me.
What? What do you mean? Wait a minute. No one told me that someone like you was given such an important job. How is it that I didn't know anything about this?
Well, the topic came up during the family meeting when we were talking about my work. At that time,
They mentioned wanting to update the menus, and the timing was perfect. That's when they asked if we could discuss it further. It happened while you were away touching up your makeup.
I didn't hear anything about that. Why did things move forward without me knowing? I had no idea you were even having that kind of conversation.
Well, you kept going to the bathroom to fix your makeup, didn't you? The conversation happened while you were away. If you had been there, you would have known.
I can't believe such an important conversation happened then. Unbelievable. But wait, is it because of this that he's saying he wants to cancel the wedding?
Cancel the wedding? This is the first I've heard of it. But if you're saying it, then maybe it's really going to happen.
I'm telling the truth. He's talking about calling off the wedding altogether. Most of the guests have already canceled, and it seems like the entire wedding is going to be called off. Nora, I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss. Apparently, his father is really angry about something.
Then shouldn't you be solving this issue on your own without contacting me? There's nothing I can do about it. Besides, from the impression I got during the family meeting, your fiancé's father seemed like the type of person who values sincerity. So he probably dislikes people who always blame others for everything, those who avoid taking responsibility. Maybe he didn't like your behavior.
So are you saying he hates me? I can't believe it.
He also seemed to dislike people who lack manners. Even if I'm just your sister-in-law, you asked me to handle the reception, but didn't provide a seat for me. If he finds out about that rude behavior, it's easy to understand why he wouldn't like you. I certainly wouldn't want someone like that in my family.
No way! What's going to happen to my wedding?
That's up to you, isn't it, Nora? It's none of my business. And your dad and mom also said they're cutting all ties with you.
Cutting ties?
They said that besides the money they spent on your education, they consider the money you took and used recklessly as a lifetime gift and won't ask for it back.
A lifetime gift? What does that mean?
In other words, it's severance money. They also said they're going to make sure that, in the future, you won't inherit any of their estate or assets, even if something happens to them. I think they're very serious about this.
But I'm their daughter.
You've gone beyond what they can tolerate.
No way.
I'm cutting ties with you too, Nora.
Wait, Layla. You're the only one who can help me now. Dad, Mom, and Aiden aren't answering my calls. Please help me.
There's nothing a useless parasite like me can do. Goodbye.
Wait, please, do something. I have no one else to turn to. You're my only hope.
It's too late for that. Have you ever thought about what you've done to me and your family? It's too late to realize how many people your selfish actions have hurt.
Don't say that. I might have made mistakes, but I'm really in trouble right now. I need your help.
Nora, it's wrong to rely on others only when you're in trouble. Relationships don't work that way. Say whatever you want.
Layla, please don't abandon me.
Since then, I've had no contact with Nora. It seems she couldn't come to terms with her wedding being canceled. When the engagement was called off, she faced harsh criticism, not only from her fiancé, but also from his family. The reason was simple. They were people who valued sincerity and responsibility, and they couldn't tolerate someone like Nora, who was selfish and dependent on others. In the end, Nora couldn't return to her parents' house and lost the place where she had been freeloading. Her lavish lifestyle quickly fell apart, and now I hear she can't even find a proper job. There's a rumor that she's working as a live-in part-timer, constantly moving from one job to another while struggling to repay wedding expenses and borrowed money. Meanwhile, we are living peaceful days. I plan to continue living a steady life, ensuring I never lose the partner I love.
Thank you for watching.